Well, it's that time of the year again. It's my birthday, and if I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys, I hate my birthday for various reasons that I'll talk about in a minute. But if there's one thing that I've learned throughout my time as a content creator, it's that people get really mad at me when I don't tell them it's my birthday. And I completely understand why. You know, it's like part of the fandom, part of the community thing. People just like knowing when it's my birthday so they can like celebrate it with me and, send me like funny clips of my videos and just make it feel like somewhat special and whatnot. And I really do appreciate that stuff. But it's just for personal reasons. Obviously there's like some of that lingering childhood trauma, just like, all right, birthdays bring up bad memories. But it's also just a general thing of like, dude, I hate attention. And I know that's probably really funny coming from the guy that literally does YouTube for a living. But yeah, man, it's just, I don't know. I think the thing with YouTube that doesn't bother me as much is that it's a level of attention that I can control. So it's like, okay, I don't have like people blowing up my phone telling me happy birthday with YouTube. It's just one of those things like, okay, if I want to read comments, I'll open YouTube Studio and read them. And if not, then I just won't. But with birthdays, it's just like, oh, wow, I haven't heard from this person since last year when Facebook notified them that it was my birthday. Now I'm hearing from them again, and it's just all this fake attention, and I just don't like it. I just don't like attention in general. If I could disappear and just never be seen by anybody again, I would. That's also why I usually spend birthdays alone as well. Like, the only person I really spend my birthdays with are Big Pikachu right here. Usually I make a little bit of time to like see my mom and hang out with her or whatever, and then she usually gets me birthday gifts, even though I tell her not to because I despise birthday gifts, which I'll also talk about because it's one of the Q&A questions. And so usually I at least try to pretend to enjoy my birthdays just for her sake, because they're really important to her, because I'm her firstborn and everything. But for me personally, I couldn't care less, and I'm really excited for 12 a.m. When my birthday's over. That being said, intro aside, we do have a lot of Q&A questions, and I will say with these Q&As, it is getting to a point where I kind of have to curate which questions I include in here. So like, you guys are able to ask me literally anything you want ever. Nothing's off limits, but I do gotta say we've been getting more and more questions lately, and as always, you guys always ask a lot of great questions. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Yeah, finally, after that long-winded intro. As always, we'll kick things off with the Discord questions. The first one coming from one of my moderators, Coco, who asks, favorite moment of this year so far. So how do I put this? If my life was an anime, 2025 would be my filler arc. This year not a whole lot has happened, just because I've spent the majority of this year just recovering from my eating disorder again, and then there's just been like a whole lot of work and just kind of like me just figuring things out and just, I don't know, figuring out life and stuff in general, I guess. So if I could pinpoint maybe a favorite moment of this year so far, it would come down to a couple of them. So there was this one day back in, I want to say, oh man, I don't even remember what month it was at this point. But basically, I took an entire afternoon off of work to just binge Cyberpunk Edgerunners from beginning to end, and that was like one of my favorite moments of this year, because it was just like such a nice escape. Likewise, later on in the year, I ended up binging through Final Fantasy VII Remake in like 5 days, something like that. That was really cool. And then the entirety of like the Black Ops 7 beta was was really nice as well. I had a lot of fun making content during then. Yesterday and the day before and this morning, I took a little bit of time for myself, since it's my birthday weekend, to just play some video games. I've still been working a lot, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna set aside at least a few hours throughout the course this weekend to myself, and I've been doing that, and that's been a pretty nice moment. So TLDR, my favorite moments of this year have been the times when I just stop working and just allow myself to live a little bit for once. And that's about it. Next up, we got about like 5 questions from Big Daddy Matty 45, so I'll go ahead and put them on screen now, and just kind of start reading through these. So 1, what's your favorite birthday memory? Man, I'm trying to think. Honestly, I don't have a lot of favorite birthday. Actually, no, that's a lie. There was this one birthday I had. It was like one of my few actual good birthday memories. I had like this zombie themed birthday party or something, and there was like some face paint and stuff. That was pretty cool. I forget what year that was. But yeah, that one was pretty cool. 2, what are you most excited about with BO7 coming out? I'm excited for just the game in general. I'm excited for another game with Classic Prestige. I'm excited for the camo grind. I'm excited for just this year of content. I feel like it's just gonna be a pretty good year. The beta, in terms of content and stuff, in terms of my output and everybody's reception to it, is really good. So I'm just really excited for that. We only got a little under 3 weeks, so I'm excited to see how everything goes when that comes out. 3, why is USPS such pieces of shit? You know, I've been asking that same question for a while, man. USPS, yeah, they're good when they're good, they're bad when they're bad, and unfortunately, they're a little unreliable. I think that's the biggest problem. It's not that they're inherently bad. They do the best they can, I think. The workers do the best they can, but the people that pull the strings behind the scenes to actually route the packages, I don't know what they're doing wrong. So yeah, it's just a little unreliable, if anything, sometimes. 4, should I take a shit now or later? You should probably do it now so you don't clog up your intestines. 5, what do you miss about Pennsylvania the most other than the Sorry, I need a drink. I'm gonna die. 5, what do you miss about most about Pennsylvania other than the weather? That's about it, honestly. I just kind of miss the weather. I do kind of miss, like, the smaller vibe, I guess, of the town that I lived in. I don't really miss the town itself, though, because there's been, like, a lot of crime in it in recent years from what I've heard, so... Yeah, I really only miss the weather, man. Like, if I'm gonna be honest. 6, I know you enjoy the single life, but if you could marry any IRL celebrity, who would it be? Alright, so there's a couple that it comes down to. My number one choice would be Hayley Williams from, like, 2009. Like, that era, like, when she had, like, her blonde hair and it was styled with those bangs. That's my type. Like, if you want to know Grotesque's type, that's, like, my type. I have a few different types, but that's, like, one of my core main, like, types right there. So that would be my number one pick. My second pick would be Sue Metal from Baby Metal, and then I know this doesn't count as IRL celebrity, but Tifa Lockhart from, you know, like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. She's my wife, okay? I don't care if she's a video game character. She's real to me. 7, what's your Subway order? I get a 6-inch turkey sub with lettuce, tomato, pickle, and yellow mustard, and that's it. I'm very basic. Where are we at? So 8, how do you feel about the Oreo season so far? So this is a callback to one of my live streams where I said the only baseball team I know is the Baltimore Orioles. And I'm just gonna let that speak for itself. I think the Oreos are doing great. They've had some great limited edition flavors this year. Yeah. 9, will there be more co-streams and co-videos soon? Yes, I actually just put up another co-video yesterday. Well, it wasn't like co-video, it was co-TikTok, whatever you want to call it, of me and Maddie actually. So yes, there will be more of those throughout this year. I have some more planned. 10, why am I limited to X amount of questions? I limit you to X amount of questions because in the one Q&A you had a 10-minute segment dedicated just to you. The next question comes from Shira, who asks, my question is, what would you like for your birthday? Now, this was more or less just like a thing talking in the server, just like what I want for my birthday, but I included this because she replied to that message anyway, and just so I could kind of get this out of the way. I hate birthday gifts. And I don't say that ironically or to be like, you know, that, you know, because there's some people that are really bad actors about it, and they'll be like, oh, I don't want any gifts, but then secretly they're like, no, give me $1 million. But no, for me personally, and you know, people can try to say I'm lying or whatever, but I genuinely mean this. Believe me if you want to, don't if you don't. But I genuinely hate birthday gifts. I hate gifts in general, and they always make me feel bad when I get them, just because I always feel like when people spend money on me or like spend time doing things for me, I'm just like, that's nice, I appreciate it, but like, you could have spent that time and that money on yourself. You could have spent it, like, on anything else, like something that matters. You know what I mean? So it's not that I don't appreciate birthday gifts or just gifts in general, but they always make me feel bad because I look at it and the first thing that goes through my mind, and this may also just be a thing of because, like, I grew up poor, so even though, yes, I'm making more money now, and yes, you know, I have, like, a better understanding of it and whatnot, it's still, money's still, like, a precious thing to me, so when I see other people spending it on me, it just makes me feel bad, and again, it's not even, like, feel bad in the sense of, like, oh, I feel bad because they spend it on me, because it's, I mean, it's partially that, but it's also just, like, dude, this could have got you food. Like, the economy's crazy right now. Like, don't spend money on me. Just go get yourself some top ramen or something. Go put it towards your college to it. Like, I don't care if it's $20, $5. That could go towards anything else. I'm an adult now. I got adult money. If I need something, I'll just work a little bit harder, work a little bit extra, and then I'll go get it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how I am. I'm just, that's how I see it anyway. The next questions come from Trank, aka Double T Game Hustle over in the, well, my hair just went crazy right there, dude. I gotta, see, I like, what normally IRL, you know, I'm gonna take the glasses off for a minute. Like, I just kind of let my hair do its own thing. Like, lately, I just kind of, you know, let it do its, like, little 2008 thing right there or whatever. But, yeah, on videos, I gotta keep it a little more out of my face so you guys can see my eyes. Anyway, the next question coming from Double T Game Hustle, who, questions, sorry. What are your thoughts on the future of Xbox? So, okay, I'll break it down like Big Daddy Batty. We'll just go one question at a time. Or we'll go one question at a time, sorry. My thoughts on the future of Xbox. Personally, I was excited for it for a while until they raised Xbox Game Pass Ultimate prices to $30 a month. Now I'm not so sure. Apparently, they've also been using a lot of generative AI in their video game development. I don't know what the generative AI was for. I probably have a hot take on this, but when it comes to AI, if it's being used for coding, I would prefer it 99% of the time, and if possible, to be done by humans. But if there was any part of video game development where I could say if AI is being used to help in some way, but it's still being supervised and tweaked, and you know, like the core of what they're trying to do is still being done by humans, and AI is just sort of helping them along. Coding is the one place where I'm like, okay, maybe that's fine. But I don't know where all the AI is being used in Microsoft's development right now. Apparently, it's also been used on that Halo Campaign Evolved remake, which I'm looking forward to that remake. Even if they used AI on it, I'm still going to buy it. But I do feel like we're getting to a point where if you go to buy a game, I feel like there should be the biggest, most disgusting label on it that screams, AI was used to make this game. And it's sort of like on TikTok or Instagram, how I'm pretty sure they have like AI labels on there. I think they should do that for games. Or if you go to buy it, there should be, you know how we have ratings, right? Like blood and gore, violence, strong language, etc., mature, etc. We should have AI ratings. We should have like, okay, AI 5.5 out of 10. This game was used to make the code and some of the assets, but the music and everything else was still done by the humans. And we should have it labeled out exactly what AI was used to make in that game, and it should be required by law. And that's just my perspective on it. But anyway, I'm a little worried about the future of Xbox just because it seems like they're relying more and more on artificial intelligence rather than human talent. And while that's not inherently a bad thing, I'm not one of those like doom and gloomers about AI. I still would prefer my art to be made by humans because, you know, video games are an art form. So I would prefer it to be made by humans, but again, that's just kind of where I'm at with all that. And with the raising prices, I don't know what the hell they're doing. I really don't. How has collecting been so far this year? For me personally, man, I haven't really gotten to collect a whole lot. I've just been saving my money because I really want to move here soon. So unfortunately, man, like, it sucks, but I really haven't gotten to collect much this year, man. I've bought, like, oh, gosh, man, I got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And I'm pretty sure that's it, man. Like, I literally bought, like, one game this year. The only other games I bought were, like, digital the other day because they were both on sale for less than $10. Because I've said that before, I'll always buy games physical, but if I see a game that's normally a lot more physical, but it's, like, really cheap digital, then it's, like, I'm just, you know, like, if it's, like, half the price or even less, I'll get it digital for now, and then I'll add it physically later. So, yeah, I did go against what I usually say, and I did buy a few digital games just because they were literally, like, $5-10. This next question is, any goals that you're willing to share for the next year? Honestly, my goals are just to make my next album, because my first album just came out last night at the time of recording this video, and I hate that album. I mean, producer-wise, like, it sounds fine enough, but just, like, thematically, I hate it. Sound-wise, I also kind of hate it, just because it was intentionally very raw, but it's just kind of me. So, yeah, so I'm working on my next record right now, and it's very 2000s in style, you know, like, all emo rock, whatever, and it's, I already have half of it done, actually. Written and demoed. I still have to do the final recordings and actual takes for everything, and, you know, like, mix and mastered, whatnot, but in terms of just arrangements and lyrics, like, half of it is done already, which is pretty cool. Have you ever been to an Oreos game? Listen, man, you guys are never gonna live this down. You and Maddie, I'm sorry, man. I don't know anything about baseball. I'm telling you, because it was me and him. It was me, Maddie, and Double T that were on that stream when I said that. Oh my gosh. Oh, I did it to myself. Do you still like your red DSi? Yes, I've been thinking about playing it again recently because I haven't gotten to play on any of my handhelds in a while. I really want to play on my PS Vita again because I love my PS Vita, but it's gonna make some time. How are your Nintendogs doing? I hate that you asked that because now I need to go turn on my Nintendo DS and check. And I'm just saying, can Nintendogs, oh, there goes my whiteboard. I was just about to say, can Nintendogs die? And before I even said it, the whiteboard just face planted, so I think the universe just gave me my answer to that. My poor Nintendogs. So next we're going to go to the Instagram questions. The first one coming from Lavelle SXN, who asks, how do you feel about your content creator journey so far? Honestly, I'm very happy with my content creator journey so far. Like, there's not a single part of it where I'm dissatisfied with it. Between the growth of the channel, the content that I make, you know, my music and everything even, I'm just very happy with where things are at right now and with how everything just continues to grow, even with how long it's been and everything. Like, it genuinely means the world to me. And, you know, I'm very excited to see where things go next. And, you know, it's always been a dream of mine ever since I was a kid, you know, make it big in something of this space, right? Whether that be music, because music was, like, always my biggest thing growing up, and then when YouTube was a thing and it started to become possible to do YouTube, I really wanted to do that, and now I'm just kind of, like, doing everything, and It's genuinely a dream come true, and I'm just really excited to see what the future has in store. The next question comes from Marie Kanker Fanboy 344, who asks, what did you think of the new Skate that just came out? Unfortunately, I didn't get to play it. I really wanted to play it, though, because I love skating games, right, like Tony Hawk, and, you know, especially in this case, like Skate 3. I played the heck out of that on my Xbox 360 back in the day. Yeah, I didn't get to try the new Skate just yet. I saw that it's free. I'll have to download it and give it a shot. Just gotta make some time to do so. The next question comes from the last Q&A's comment section. This one coming from Noah Pefley 3908, who asks, what is your favorite collectible from video games, TV/movies, music, etc., and what's your most expensive collectible? So, if we're talking about collectibles just in the sense of like, you know, like little figures and etc., then I don't actually no. Then I do have one that I'll go and get, but beyond all that, I don't really have anything that's like really expensive when it comes to collectibles. Like, I'm just kind of looking at my stuff right now. Yeah, I don't think I really have anything expensive per se, but I do have one thing that's really cool. If you've been watching the channel for any amount of time, you've already seen this, but I'll go get it anyway. So this right here is a real Halo energy sword. Yes, it's very sharp, and yes, I would turn you into a kebab if you broke in my house. This is probably my favorite collectible that I have. Actually, I do have one really cool music collectible. Give me a sec. Now, I'm not sure how much it would be worth per se, but if you guys are familiar with the band Korn, which I'm sure you are. If you're watching my content, you're probably into a similar type of music, I'd expect. But, you know, so, you know, songs like Blind or Freak on a Leash, etc. Well, the guitarist and one of the, like, backup vocalists for that band, Brian Head Welsh, he does some of his own solo music. So he did one album under his own name before he made his band Love and Death, which then, you know, goes under that band name. But anyway, for his solo record that he did called Save Me From Myself, I actually have an autographed version of it. This is from like 2008, so I don't know how much it would be worth, but given it's Brian Head Welsh, I'm sure it would be worth a good bit. But this isn't something that I'd ever sell. Like, this is just something that, you know, this is something I'm going to keep forever. So next up, we're going to move over to the questions in the comments of the YouTube post that I put up. The first one coming from my stepdad, who asked, if you could put yourself into a video game, what video game would it be and why? Honestly, I'd probably just put myself in Call of Duty. Just, like, put my channel mascot in there with, like, the red hair, like, the red anime hair and everything. They already had a skin like that in Black Ops 6, actually. It's called, like, the Grease Monkey bundle or something like that, but it's literally just an anime chick with red hair. Just kind of do that, make it a dude, give it the red spiky hair, and, like, that's it. That would be perfect. Well, it's not really spiky hair, but you know what I mean. It's just, like, it's kind of, like, crazy. The next question comes from eDog1296, who asks, what is your favorite horror movie? Honestly, probably The Grudge, just because it's the one horror movie that actually scares me. No horror movie scares me, only The Grudge. That movie I'm still terrified of, just because it traumatized me when I was younger, and it still traumatizes me to this day. The next question comes from I Miss the Old Whoopies. So first up, he says, 1, happy birthday, and 2, if you could have your own skin in any game, which would it be? So yeah, like I said with the one other question, you know, just get a skin in Call of Duty. A skin in Fortnite could be pretty cool, but again, I would want it to be modeled after, like, my channel mascot, not after me necessarily. So I'd want it to be like that character with, like, the cool little, like, thing in his teeth. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that, how he has, like, that evil, like, devilish grin, but he also has, like, this little, like, thing with his tooth or whatever. And then give him, like, the red hair, and then just, you know, give him a nice build, you know what I mean? I don't want him to be, like, Arnold shredded, you know, like Arnold in, like, Commando or, like, Terminator or anything like that. But, like, I don't know, just give him, like, a decent set of biceps and, like, abs and whatnot. Give him some super dope outfit, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, he should come with different styles. I want him to have, like, a really 2000s type style where it's, like, kind of emo. You know, like black, maybe some ripped jeans. Give him just, like, a light bit of jewelry. Maybe get him with a little bit of that emo makeup and, like, fingernail paint and whatnot. I think that'd look pretty rad. Then just give him, like, the buff Asian boy fit, you know, sort of like what I had in my Elden Ring series for buff Asian boy, where he has, like, just looks decked out with the Guts greatsword and everything. I think that'd be pretty cool. That greatsword could actually be, like, his back bling, you know, just have, like, that giant thing on the back. That'd be pretty cool. Then the final question comes from my mom, who asks, if you have 3 wishes, what would they be and why? Oh, wow, that's actually that's actually kind of tricky. I don't really know, you know. I know that's such a lame answer, but I really don't know what I'd wish for, because I'm just a really I don't even know what the word is. I guess I'm just kind of simple, right? Like, I know what I want. I know what I need, I know what I'm working towards, and I know what my goals are in life, and there's not really any of that I could just wish for. It's all just stuff I kind of have to work for to make happen. I mean, if I could make any general wishes, I guess, for, like, this world, it would just be for violence to end. I'd wish for world peace that lasts, because, you know, peace is usually just downtime between wars. So I'd probably just wish for, like, world peace and just for everybody to get along in society, you know, regardless of, like, race or gender or sexuality, or, like, just put all that stuff aside and just end all that nonsense and just let everybody coexist no matter what. I'd probably also just wish for, like, a lot of the world's troubles to go away. So my first wish would be for world peace. My second one would just be for, like, I guess, like, financial based stuff, just so then people don't have to, like, you know, struggle just to survive, especially in today's economy and everything going forward. And then I'd also just wish for, like, I don't know, maybe to get rid of the higher up corruption around the world, you know, because a lot of people's perceptions of things are so skewed by what they see from these big media outlets or on social media or things that are being paid to be put out there by the government and all that. So yeah, I'd probably get rid of, I'd wish for the end of corruption, I'd wish for world peace, and I'd probably wish for a stable economy, or just a complete rid of the economy and people can just live like they did back in Bible times, man. We are primal beings. We go out and hunt for our bunnies for dinner or something, you know. I wouldn't necessarily want all that, but at the very least, just like a stable economy where things are just normal and just, I don't know, it's not even like something people have to think of. That would be my ideal world, but obviously, for a world like that to exist, it would take level-headed people like me to make it work, but obviously, very few people nowadays are level-headed. Everybody's selfish, everybody's brain-rotted, everybody has a, you know, everybody to a certain extent has a bit of evil within them, but there's just a lot of people that objectively have more evil in them and are more willing to act on it, so there would just be a lot of evil people that would ruin that. So if there was a way for me to wish for those things and have them last, that's what I'd wish for. But yeah, that's about it, because otherwise, I don't really have any wishes that I can make for myself, just because anything that I'd want in my life, I mean, letter A, the only things I want or want to work towards are things I have to work for myself, and letter B, my life is temporary, so wishing for something for myself would just be selfish anyway, since our days are numbered, you know? That's another thing with birthdays that are always just kind of bleh for me. It's like, bro, what am I celebrating here, man? I'm just celebrating the fact that I'm a digit closer to the one that's gonna be on my tombstone, you know? And it's like, I don't know, is this year my last? Is next year my last? I'm not afraid of dying, and the thought of dying doesn't really make me sad, because it happens eventually, and I made my peace with that. But it's still just sort of like, you know, it's just like, I don't know, I guess every time I have a birthday, it just sort of makes me realize the futility of life and just how short it is. I'm just like, alright, it's another year down. The Reaper's gonna be coming at some point. Yeah, buddy. That's like another thing that's kind of just shaped my view of a lot of things this year. I've just kind of stopped caring about a lot of things. I've just kind of stopped caring about everything just because I'm like, you know, life's so short at this point. You know, time only passes, it never comes back. You know, it's not like a merry-go-round, it's not like a boomerang, it'll never come back. Once it's gone, you know, like, I'm watching the timer on my phone right now, 8, 9, and then the next minute starts. Right now the recording's at 31 minutes and 3 seconds, so every time that second goes up, that's like another second I'm never gonna get back. That's just one of the things I've been thinking of more and more this year, and it's just helped me in realizing that a lot of the problems in life aren't really problems, and they don't really matter, because at the end of the day, one day nothing will matter at all, because I won't be alive to care about it. So do your worst, life. What can you do at this point, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. But anyways, yeah, that's about it for this birthday Q&A. If you want to see more of me from today, I'm probably gonna stream later today. You know, I was planning on it. I'm still kind of deciding about it, because, I don't know, streaming on my birthday sounds kind of you know, not that I don't want to stream, but I just don't want the attention that comes with streaming on my birthday. Again, I don't, but at the same time, if I spend my birthday with anybody, I'd rather spend it with you guys and just, you know, whatever, because otherwise all I'd be doing is sitting alone anyway. Not that there's a problem with that. I love sitting alone. It's actually my favorite company to have, just myself. But my point is just that, you know, if I'm gonna step outside of my comfort zone and do something on my birthday, I'd rather just be with you guys on stream anyway, so... I may do that. We'll see. But otherwise, yeah, that's about it. But anyway, as always, a massive shout out and thank you to all the patrons and channel members. Thank you to all you in the low baller tier, and an even bigger shout out thank you to Buzzing, the Last King, and Danamani, and the biggest shout out thank you to the G tier, Run of Vengeance, Little Cheese Girl, and Script. Thank you guys so much. You guys are little legends. I love you. Konnichiwa, arigatou gozaimasu. Have an amazing day, stupid fool. I love you all. Peace.